Leo Strauss, one of the most enigmatic philosophers of the 20th century, left behind a legacy that continues to provoke intense debate. His philosophy traverses the delicate terrains of political theory, human nature, and the hidden dimensions of truth. Often described as dark due to the unsettling nature of his insights, Strauss's work compels us to grapple with questions about the fragility of democracy, the conflict between reason and revelation, and the inherent struggles of human existence. His teachings challenge comforting narratives and illuminate the tensions that underlie society's philosophical and political foundations. At the heart of Strauss's thought lies the belief that the pursuit of truth is fraught with danger. He argued that certain truths, if revealed without caution, could destabilize societies and even jeopardize human survival. This tension between truth and societal stability led him to advocate for a method of writing and thinking that protects both philosophers and the broader public. To truly understand Strauss, one must delve into his provocative lessons, examining the unsettling insights that define his intellectual legacy. The dangerous nature of truth. Strauss's philosophy begins with a fundamental observation: truth is not always liberating. Instead, it can be destabilizing, even dangerous. He posited that certain truths about human existence, politics, and morality might undermine the very fabric of society. For Strauss, the history of philosophy is marked by a careful balancing act between the pursuit of knowledge and the preservation of societal order. Philosophers like Plato and Machiavelli, according to Strauss, often wrote in ways that concealed their most radical ideas. This method, known as esoteric writing, allowed them to explore controversial truths without inciting chaos. By embedding hidden messages within their works, they protected themselves from persecution and shielded the public from potentially destabilizing revelations. Strauss's emphasis on esotericism reflects his belief that not all truths are meant to be shared openly. He argued that unrestricted access to knowledge could lead to nihilism or authoritarianism. This perspective challenges the modern ideal of transparency, suggesting that some degree of concealment is necessary for societal stability. The fragility of liberal democracy. One of Strauss's most controversial contributions lies in his critique of liberal democracy. While he acknowledged the achievements of democratic systems, he viewed them as inherently fragile. According to Strauss, the foundation of liberal democracy, individual freedom, is also its greatest vulnerability. He warned that an overemphasis on personal liberty, coupled with the decline of shared moral and cultural values, could lead to a crisis of meaning. Without a unifying ethical framework, societies risk descending into relativism or nihilism, where all values are seen as equally valid, and none provide guidance. Strauss's concerns resonate in today's world, where political polarization and cultural fragmentation threaten the cohesion of democratic societies. His critique serves as a sobering reminder that democracy's survival depends not only on its institutions but also on the moral and intellectual health of its citizens. Reason and revelation, a perpetual conflict. A central theme in Strauss's work is the tension between reason, philosophy, and revelation, religion. He argued that these two modes of understanding represent fundamentally different approaches to the search for truth. Reason relies on human intellect and empirical evidence, while revelation is rooted in divine authority and faith. Strauss maintained that neither reason nor revelation could fully disprove the other. This unresolved conflict creates a persistent tension in human thought and society. Philosophers and theologians have long grappled with this divide, but Strauss believed it could never be reconciled. Instead, he saw this tension as a defining feature of the human condition. This insight has profound implications for contemporary society, where secular and religious values often clash. Strauss's work challenges us to navigate these conflicts without succumbing to dogmatism or despair. By acknowledging the limits of both reason and faith, we can engage in more meaningful dialogues about the values that shape our lives. The elitism of wisdom. Strauss's philosophy carries an implicit elitism. He believed that true wisdom and understanding are attainable only by a select few. For the majority of people, life is guided by myths, traditions, or simplified truths crafted by intellectual elites. This perspective is rooted in Strauss's reading of classical philosophy. He argued that philosophers like Plato recognized the need for noble lies, myths or narratives that provide meaning and cohesion to society. While these lies may not be literally true, they serve an essential function in maintaining social order. Strauss's emphasis on elitism has drawn criticism, with some accusing him of endorsing anti-democratic ideals. However, his defenders argue that he simply acknowledged the practical realities of governance and human nature. Whether one agrees with Strauss or not, his insights challenge us to consider the role of truth and myth in shaping societal cohesion. Conflict as a fundamental aspect of life. For Strauss, human life is inherently conflictual. He believed that the pursuit of harmony, whether in politics or philosophy, is ultimately futile. Instead, he saw conflict as an inescapable aspect of existence, arising from the diversity of human perspectives and values. This view is reflected in Strauss's critique of utopian ideals. He warned against the dangers of pursuing perfect harmony, arguing that such efforts often lead to authoritarianism or disillusionment. By accepting the inevitability of conflict, Strauss encouraged a more realistic approach to politics and philosophy. In today's polarized world, Strauss's insights into conflict remain highly relevant. His work challenges us to navigate disagreements with humility and resilience, recognizing that the pursuit of consensus is often fraught with complexity. The Mask of the Philosopher. One of Strauss's most intriguing ideas is the concept of the philosopher's mask. He argued that philosophers must often disguise their true beliefs to protect themselves and their ideas. This concealment allows them to explore controversial truths without risking persecution or societal upheaval. Strauss's interpretation of figures like Plato, Machiavelli, and Nietzsche highlights the importance of this mask. He believed that these thinkers deliberately obscured their most radical ideas, embedding them in layers of ambiguity and irony. For Strauss, this method was not merely a historical curiosity but a necessity for any philosopher seeking to grapple with the deepest truths. This emphasis on concealment has implications for how we interpret philosophical texts. Strauss's method of close reading encourages us to look beyond the surface of a text, seeking hidden meanings and contradictions. By doing so, we can uncover the deeper insights that philosophers often veil from plain view. The problem of modernity. Another profound lesson from Strauss lies in his critique of modernity. He argued that the modern age, with its emphasis on science, technology, and individualism, has led to a spiritual crisis. The decline of traditional values and the rise of relativism, he believed, have left many individuals adrift in a sea of uncertainty. Strauss's critique of modernity is deeply rooted in his study of classical philosophy. He contended that modern thinkers, in their quest for progress, have often neglected the timeless questions about virtue, justice, and the good life. By returning to the classics, Strauss believed we could find guidance for addressing the challenges of modernity. This lesson is particularly relevant today, as societies grapple with the consequences of rapid technological change and cultural fragmentation. Strauss's call to engage with the wisdom of the past serves as a reminder that progress must be balanced with reflection and humility. Philosophy as a way of life. For Strauss, philosophy was not merely an academic discipline but a way of life. He believed that the pursuit of wisdom required a lifelong commitment to questioning, learning, and self-examination. This view contrasts sharply with the modern tendency to treat philosophy as a specialized field of study, disconnected from everyday life. Strauss's emphasis on philosophy as a way of life challenges us to rethink our approach to education and intellectual inquiry. He argued that true learning involves not just acquiring knowledge but also cultivating the virtues of curiosity, humility, and courage. By embracing philosophy as a way of life, we can deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. This lesson underscores the enduring relevance of Strauss's thought. In an age of superficial distractions and instant gratification, his call to engage in meaningful reflection and dialogue is more important than ever. Legacy and controversy. Leo Strauss's philosophy has left an indelible mark on political theory and intellectual history. His work has inspired a diverse array of thinkers, from academic scholars to political strategists. However, it has also sparked intense debate and controversy. Strauss's ideas have been linked to the rise of neoconservatism, with critics accusing him of fostering elitism and secrecy. Some view his emphasis on esotericism as undemocratic, while others see it as a necessary response to the complexities of modern life. Regardless of one's stance, Strauss's work demands careful consideration and engagement. Conclusion: embracing the darkness. Leo Strauss's dark lessons challenge us to confront the uncomfortable realities of political life, human nature, and the pursuit of truth. His philosophy compels us to grapple with questions about the fragility of democracy, the conflict between reason and revelation, and the inescapability of conflict. By engaging with Strauss's insights, we can gain a deeper understanding of the tensions that define our existence and the challenges that shape our world. While Strauss's ideas may be unsettling, they offer a powerful framework for navigating the complexities of modern life. By embracing the darkness of his philosophy, we can confront the uncertainties and contradictions that underlie our quest for meaning and truth.